Good evening and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more Golden Lap. We're on for another race here today, guys. Race number 6 of Season 9, and so far, well, Edward King is having a pretty good season, but he didn't have a great race last time out, unfortunately. Just unfortunate. You know, it didn't work out last time out, but I'm sure he will bounce back today. We are certainly hoping that he will. We'll take a quick look at the standings, which show that he is only 6 points ahead because of that DNF in the last race where it really was out of nowhere, completely out of nowhere. But because of that, we are now down 10 points in the team standings. 10 points down from where we want to be. Well, I guess 11 points because we want to be in number 1. We are not there as things stand. So we're hoping for a very good race here today in Japan. It is going to be rainy, so we know it's going to be difficult to race against Anders Nilsson. It's also a dangerous track. So if there is a crash, hopefully there isn't. It could be a bad one. It could be a bad one. Now, first things first, as we tend to do, it's time for the press conference. So first, from Cobra, pen letters, Ridgemont Fast Times. Despite wet weather, Russo has improved his performance in this last race. What is Russo doing differently? And is there more change still to come from the Italian? Has King suffered any injuries that perhaps are being hidden from the public? Will he be in top shape at Sake for another win? Nothing wrong with Edward King. He just lost the car. It wasn't a bad crash, but it was a race-ending crash. Giovanni Russo, I have tried to take the pressure off. He's finished 2 races and he has landed in the points in both races. He's just got to keep trying. Just got to keep learning. He's only raced, what, 2 races ever? 7 races ever. Every single time he's finished in the top 10. So you can't really complain. He's racing well. He's doing well. Good question next up from Becca42. Press conference. Edith Oriol for the Phantom Man Press. One of our reporters witnessed Russo handing Betamax tapes to King. Upon further investigation, these tapes proved to contain questionable content, namely Bud Spencer and Terence Hill movies. That's a good comment. That's a good comment. I appreciate that comment. Was King's DNF due to him being distracted? Look. Maybe. That's actually quite funny. That's a good one. I appreciate that one. I appreciate Slime Punk as well. Dropping comments. Thank you very much. And Adam as well. I appreciate it as well. On a wet race, I want to see King versus Nilsson. The best of the best. Let the Titans battle. I do as well. Next question. Opa. Downfall of the Giants. God didn't support the popes and His Majesty King Edward became the citizen King Edward again. What do you think was the reason for King's crash? Had it been wet conditions or the poor tuning? I mean, maybe poor tuning does come into it, I suppose. I don't know. I like your puns, by the way. Your puns are pretty good. Yeah, I think it was just the wet conditions. You know, it's tough to race out in the wet conditions. And sometimes you're going to pay for it. So that's all I can really think of for that one. Yeah. And that is maybe the rapid time press conference done. Press conference done. Thank you for the comments, guys. We are back. Another race. Let's go into the pre-race and we're going to build a path. Of course we are. So what do we need to build? What is the weakest part we currently have? The weakest part that we're currently using is an engine part. And this does feel like maybe a chassis or an engine track. I don't think we need another chassis, so I'm going to build another engine. Okay, now I'm going to follow the same line of thinking that I had in the last episode, which was I'm going to give the better part to Giovanni Russo to try and get as many points as possible. I think Edward King is able to compete at the front with the second choice parts. I think he's still able to. He's that good, he's that quick. So that is why Giovanni Russo is going to take the better part. And the reason for that being is that then that will boost him up and hopefully give us more points as we continue to fight what is going to be a tough championship against Ezzolini. You know, there is 10 points in it. There is only 5 races to go. We are at the halfway mark. Let's go. Qualifying time. Wayland attempted to sabotage Ezzolini's chassis, but were caught. As penalty, they lose $15 and 10 points. Nothing to do with us. Okay, so we look at the qualifying, weather, rain to start, and then it's going to go into overcast. So the track will dry out. Now, will the track dry out enough for dry tyres? I mean, we've got dry tyres at the start, so maybe we'll be okay. Francois Van Dale from Bancroft. He's feeling good. Let's go. And let's go. And our 2 cars are the 2 to go out there early doors and get open track. Here we go. Qualifying in Japan. Let's see what we can do. Very good start. Oh, but Paul Woods is going purple sectors as well. So, good start from Edward King. Just sets that marker of 112. Russo with a 114. We're not going to kind of think about it too much. We're not going to judge the laps too much. It's just a marker. Let's go. So, the weakest part for Edward King is actually his steering. So, that's what we are going to focus on. And he scores 33, which is pretty good. And out he goes. And now the weakest part. Well, look at this. I mean, Russo's car is pretty good. It's pretty strong. So let's just try and... let's focus on the engine or the chassis, I think. Okay, 32. Not bad. Okay, we're going ×2 speed, and we're going to send Giovanni Russo out for his second lap. Now, King is only 0.25 behind Paul Woods after that first lap, which surely means as we tune up and as he gets faster and as the end of the session gets a little bit more grip and heat on this track, surely we are going to improve and be able to put in some really fast times. Now, it doesn't look like we are actually improving right now, and the reason for that will be the track is getting a little bit wetter now. Impossible to avoid that. If the track is under those conditions, we just have to deal with it. Keep tuning up. Don't worry about the times of the laps. Don't worry about the lap times. And just try and tune up as best we can, as we are trying to do right now. Okay. ×2 speed. Out we go. These next laps, again, I wouldn't be expecting many green sectors. I may not even expect any green sectors. If it's white, it's white. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll go again another lap. The track's getting too wet. There we go. So Edward King is saying, look, the track is actually too wet. So he's gone 2 seconds slower. Other cars have gone onto the inters. So we might get 1 lap out on the inters. But then the idea is that the track is going to get drier and it's going to get a little bit more grippy. And that means that come towards the end of the session, we'll be able to put in some really quick lap times. That was awful. That was a terrible end there. So we're going to do 1 lap on the inters and see what happens with that. Out you go. Giovanni Russo, your turn. Okay, 2s and 2s. And that's good. And that's really good. No, only 7 from that. That's rough. And you're going to do a lap on the inters as well. Out you go. There we go. ×2 speed. And what are we going to be able to do about Paul Woods, who is currently leading out on his own? King is in the zone. Could it be green sectors? No, look at that. In the zone, but still unable to improve because of the track getting so wet. Too many puddles, too many standing water parts, I suppose. And he does not improve, but he is faster. Look at that. He is faster by a full second. Exactly a second, he is faster. So it's actually, I'm taking a little bit of confidence from that. Okay, that's all right. Inters again. And there is a chance that with the track kind of gripping up a little bit, we might improve on the inters. It's probably a slim chance, but there is a chance. I'm not going to risk that. Okay, another lap for Russo as well. He is again on the inters. Now let's see what happens here. I've got, well, I'm recording this actually the night before, so I've got the England football match on my other screen. And England are currently doing quite well. They're 4-0 up against Serbia. Does not seem like an easy match to win, but they're doing very well. King is stuck behind Christoph Fischer, but again, no improvements. It's not. I'm not worried about it. Dang it! It's still inters, so it's going to be 3 laps on the soft tyres, 3 laps on the inters, and then potentially another lap or 2 or maybe even 3 on the softs again. That's risky here. This is risky. Oh, we got away with it. We just about got away with it. Lovely. Good. Very good. 29 and 29. Okay. So at least we know where we stand. With Russo, we've got to get about 50 points on both of those other parts. Oh, Anders Nilsson's gone purple. We watch him here. He's gone purple again. And he goes fastest with a 1:11.57. Edward King, unfortunately, is still only able to put in white sector times. Bregman goes green. Russo goes green. 3rd sector. The grip is getting there. The track is starting to speed up. So from here onwards, we are going to see faster lap times appearing. Let's... You know what? I actually don't think it would be a bad idea to just do... Oh, that could be good. Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. We'll do one more lap on the... Oh, you know what? Fine. One more lap on the inters for Edward King. And then what we will do is we will let Russo go on the soft. Okay, 45 and 39. Not the best. Not the best, but it could be worse. Oh, someone's been given a penalty in the football. But I don't know if it's Serbia who have been given the penalty or if it's Serbia who have conceded the penalty. And again, look at that. White sector times. However, Russo goes green and Russo goes above Mendes, goes into 4th position. Very, very nice. And we will tune up Edward King. Here we go. So we've only got one part to focus on. Let's see how we can do. Okay, nothing doing, and it's still not saying it's the soft tyre yet, but I think by the time Edward King is actually on his flying lap, I think it will be time. Oh, boom, that was good. That was very clutch from the crew, from the engineers, able to get that golden tune part. It was a goal for England. It was a penalty for England, and I think Rashford has scored it. So England have got lots of goal scorers here tonight. Edward King can't focus, but is still putting in green sectors and goes into 2nd. Still a 2nd behind Paul Woods, who has absolutely flown into pole position as things stand. Absolutely ridiculous lap times from Paul Woods. That is very good. And that's the golden tune done. So Edward King is going to have one more lap. And I'm not going to send him out just yet. I really want to try and get the best possible time. Oh, and it's a golden tune across the board. So let's go now. And leave a bit of a gap. And let's go now. Okay, we are not going to speed this up. This time we are going to watch Edward King and oh my word, 107.56. Let's go. Edward King, flying lap. Let's go. First sector, how are we looking? He's gone green. That's good. We've dropped to 5 and 7 right now. Russo's not focused up, but is still going green. Nielsen, of course, is fastest as things stand. Edward King into second, and even then, nowhere near Anders Nielsen. Nielsen is just too quick. Really good performance from some of these teams here. Janssen, Hostler and Schaub, very good performance. Lovera as well, and Kazuma as well, and Thompson. Very good performance from some of those guys. What is Fletcher doing down there in 19th? That is not where the Ezzolinis will want to be. I wonder where Fletcher is going to finish. I do wonder. Ezzolini down in 19th. Have we ever seen that? Save for a DNF. I don't think we have. Okay. Here we go, guys. It's race day. It's race time. Sake Speedway race. It's not wet weather, at least to start, which is brilliant. Exactly what we want. We don't want to be racing in the rain because the rain is better for our opponents, not for us. How are we going to start? Well, that's going to be tough. Oh, there's a bit of rain, but not a lot. So I would actually say... Oh, I'm not starting on the Inter. There's no way. I'm going to start on the medium. I'm not going to push because of the water. And we got burned in the last race. And then we're... Oh, yes. And then we're going to pit from here. Or if there's a yellow flag. And then try and run a dry race. There might be rain later. We don't know. So what we might do is we'll go medium. And then probably medium again. Because I don't think... You know what? Actually, no. We're going to go soft and then medium. Carl Hoffman of Team Hemlock partied a bit too hard, as did Luis Delgado. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 lights, and away we go. And that is not a particularly good start. What? That's an awful start. That's actually a terrible start. So we've got a lot of teams burning fuel. They're trying to burn fuel at the start here, obviously. The flip side of that is we had some people like saving their tire on lap 1. I've gone down the middle, just an even split of don't burn, but also don't push. We'll save. There's water on the track. Try and save. I don't know how on earth we have dropped to 8 and 9. Nielsen is running away with this. Edward King, you need to put in one heck of a race. Jan Schaub has just put it in the wall. I don't think it is worth pit stopping as things stand. So we are now running 7 and 8. Unfortunately for Jan Schaub, you know, that's not great for them. That's not great for LeBron. 7 and 8 playing catch up. We've got Rinaldi and Kazuma in front, but we should be faster than both of those cars. In fact, we should also be faster than Henri Lefebvre, who of course is a former night racer. 2 minutes left on the yellow flag. The water is almost gone. If there is another yellow flag in the next, let's say, 5, 6 or 7 laps, we will pit and we will try and take advantage of that yellow flag. Russo is in the zone. Very nice. Then let's pressure King. And if you make the overtake, you make the overtake. Okay, well done. So I'm going to go 1 time speed for a second because Edward King is moving up. Paul Woods is put in a fastest lap. That's good to know. It means Nielsen is not actually running away. Russo's back up to 8th. Unfortunately, just dropped to 10th. So needs to get those positions back. Fletcher in 11th. We're back to 9th. Well done, Russo has overtaken Dan Jansen. Oh, wow, look at that. Edward King with the fastest lap, and we haven't even pushed. That's my point. We haven't even pushed, and Edward King is on the fastest lap because he's on that soft tyre, and he's just quick, and he's quick as well. There's a long way to go in this season. I think today's priority has got to be a double points finish. It's got to be. Hopefully both of those, looking at top 6 as well. Edward King, he's also got to try and focus on the championship because there's a big part of that as well. I'm not sure what just happened over here. Something just happened over here that I'm not fully sure what happened, but I'm not worried about it. Okay, Russo's in the zone. It is going to be pit stops soon. Let's maybe look at pit stops in lap 16 or 17. Yeah, that would probably be good. 16 or 17. And on top of that, we might be able to find out what the weather is doing here. Although it doesn't really matter. We are going on to the mediums no matter what. And of course, being on the soft tyre, just like Rinaldi and Luana Lovera, means that we are going to be one of the earliest to pit. So there we go. There's Rinaldi going in. So let's put Russo in and cover that off. Yep, that's good. Edward King I will let do another lap because isn't actually losing much time. He's very, very fast out there. And is in the zone, so that'll be great. So let's do a pit stop now. We'll go onto the mediums, and here we go. So Russo does drop down quite significantly, but don't forget there will be cars ahead of him who will pit. Hopefully Edward King comes out not too far back. It's a slow pit stop. It's a failure. Oh, that doesn't happen very often. There is just a lot going wrong for Edward King at the moment. A DNF, an outrageous DNF in the last race, followed up by a slow pit stop in this race. Russo's in the zone. We are struggling. We've got to sort this out. We are having a little bit of dip in form and we need to sort it out. Good news, however. Good news. The weather down here, if you want to take a quick look down here, there is no rain appearing. So we will be able to pit onto another set of mediums for both cars. And we will be able to, theoretically, run to the end on those mediums. And also, at some point, we'll be able to burn as well. Not just yet. We're negative 2.4. So not just yet. A slow stop for Anders Nielsen as well. What is going on? There are slow stops that we would not be expecting. And somehow Fletcher, who has not pitted, has gone from 19th to 3rd. Driving an indescribable recovery drive right now. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, not quite sure how they have managed that. Another slow pit stop. What is going on? Okay, we are not pushing just yet. We're not burning just yet either. However, if drivers say they're in the zone, I think it could be okay to push them now. We haven't so far, but now I think is probably the opportunity to do so. And as I say that, Russo says, oh, I'm having a bad lap. Well, that's not helpful, is it? Okay, King has got up to 9th, overtaking Fisher. 2 cars ahead of King haven't pitted yet. No, make that 3, because Dan Jansen hasn't either. In the zone, let's go. So I'm going to see some overtakes now, I think. Edward King is going to be able to hopefully get some moves done. It is still a tough track to do those moves, to get those moves done. Let's see. Not quite. Russo in 12th, doing well. Again, on a bit of a recovery drive because of the early pit stops. Doesn't matter. We're doing all right. There we go. There's the move done by Edward King, so we'll calm him down. He goes up to 8th, and he can't focus. That's fine. Next up, Thompson, and then ahead of that, Bregman. Let's get those moves done. And I love that from Russo. He's just overtaken Fletcher for 11th place. He's almost in 10th. He is in 10th. He's back in the points. Let's go. Double points finish. Here we go. 7th and 9th at the moment. Make that 10th. Another slow pit stop. That is Thompson. There are slow pit stops all over the place today. What is going on? Too many slow pit stops. Not very high quality stuff. And we are just about at the halfway mark. So we've got a lot of recovery to do, but we are very close to being able to burn to the finish, as was the title of a recent video. Today is all about a bad start, slow pit stops, and a recovery drive. King's in the zone. Let's have a push. Let's go. I want to see you catching up to Jorge Bregman. I want to see that gap come down. It's at 3.7. Let's see what it goes down to at the end of the lap. 3.5, 3.2. It is coming down. 3.1. And it's at 2.7. And he is going to close that gap on this lap as well. Oh, Russo up to 8th. Overtakes Fletcher and now is trying to get past Kazuma. Calm it down, Edward King. And Russo has got past Kazuma into 7th position. We are now running 6 and 7. Okay. Remember what I said. A double points finish is the priority. Edward King will also be thinking about the championship. He has got a few more kind of moves to make. And we are now able to burn. So, 20 is that 44, 54, 25 laps of burn available to us now because of the strategy we run. Okay, let's get Bregman. Edward King, let's get Bregman. Let's get the job done. Here we go. Focus up. Not quite, but let's get the job done anyway. Right on the gearbox here, within a second. I want this overtake done, and I want it done quickly, and there it is. Edward King now run off down the road. The gap is 13 seconds, and it will come down quickly. But we are going to have to pit this lap. So we're going to pit. We're going on to... Oh. It's going to be mediums. It's going to be mediums, and the reason it's going to be mediums is because if there's any form of yellow flag, we will save our tyres. Oh, the hard tyre... Maybe the hard tyres would have been better. I don't know. It might have been. It might have been. I don't know. Edward King has just been lapped as well. That is not what we wanted to be seeing. However, he's unlapped himself from Paul Woods, and he'll probably be able to unlap himself from Anders Nilsson in a minute as well. He is quicker. Then again, when they pit, he'll be fine. So, he'll unlap himself when they pit, which will happen soon anyway. That very slow start has really not helped us out. King's in the zone. Okay, that's a push then. That's a push, and that's an unlap. And he's going to get Fletcher in that 6th position. All right, here we go. Well done, King. King is in the zone again. But I think I've kind of got to rest those tyres, and we've got to hope for a yellow flag. Because these I should have gone on to the hards. I've made an error. I have made an error, guys. It should have been the hard tyre. Okay, so cars ahead of us are going to have to pit. That is true. King can't focus. Okay. So we've got Henri Lefebvre, who won't have to pit. Nielsen's just gone in. Bregman, Mendes and Woods. I think they are going to have to pit. Those hard tyres are not making it to the end. I don't think. King's in the zone. I want to tell him to push, but the thing is those tyres are really they're gonna struggle if we keep pushing. We need a yellow flag. That's what we need. To save our tyres, you know, like a couple of laps. Russo's in the zone. Okay, good. See if we can cut that gap on Fletcher. If Fletcher does pit again, which I don't know. I think he will. I don't know. I do not know. Okay, currently running 5th. So King is ahead of Bregman. That's job done. Henri Lefebvre has just retired the car, so that's a free position for us. And now it's all about whether or not King can start chasing down those cars up ahead. Don't forget, he was actually lapped not long ago. So that's a little bit crazy. Russo's in the zone. Trying to get Fletcher. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's get Fletcher. Let's go for it. Come on now. King can't focus. Don't worry about it. Keep going. That is... Russo has got Fletcher and is now into 5th position because Bregman has pitted onto soft tyres to end this race. So we might have to think about that towards the end. Now, the Waylands are not pitting. Let's watch here. No, Paul Woods is not pitting. I think they're going to have to. And if there's any form of yellow flag, it does play into our hands a little bit. This is one heck of a recovery from where we were at the start. This is a very good recovery. Okay, there's Paul Woods. He goes in. Comes out in 3rd. Make that 4th. Okay. So Edward King has got 6... Yellow flag. Anders Nielsen! So, the yellow flag plays into our hands. Anders Nielsen has just DNF'd. The Ed Solini. It's the complete flip of the last episode. Completely flipped. This is unexpected, to say the least. And the yellow flag is just perfect for us. So we're going to go ×2 speed here to get through this yellow flag period. Paul Woods is... Does Mendes pit? Does Mendes pit? Because Mendes' tyres are freaking nearly gone. Back to green flag racing. Here we go. Russo's in the zone, and that's really good. But I don't really need to push Russo because he's got 8 seconds gap. King can't focus. King has got a 9 seconds gap and he's 6 seconds behind with 3 laps to go and not much in the tyres to try and catch Mendes. But Mendes has got even less in the tyres. What is Mendes going to do? Mendes is going to try and make it to the end, I think. But that gap is going to come down. 4.8. 4.7. 4.6. 4.2. I don't... From where we were, I'm very surprised that we were in the situation we're in. But Edward King genuinely might be able to get a win here. Because Mendes' tyres are... They've gone off a cliff. They have gone off a cliff and Edward King is now going to try and get this done. You can get past him. Here we go. Let's push for the last lap. He's done it. He's got the move done. Now run off. Do not let him back. My tyres are giving out. Yes, I'm sure they are. He's got the move done. Edward King is going to win this race on the last lap. What a drive from Edward King. That is ridiculous. Giovanni Russo, I can only applaud as well because the tyres have nothing left. Absolutely nothing left. But that is one heck of a... They went for the one stop. Look at those guys who went for... James Fletcher. What a performance. What a freaking performance that is. Pope in the points. You love to see it. The one stop worked. Anders Nilsson actually takes a point for a fastest lap. Barely. We didn't really have the tyres to try and fastest lap. But what a race that was. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely crazy. Whew. And yet we've gone 1 and 4. Hey. Okay, big celebration. Well done, Edward Knight. What a race that was. What a race that was. On the last lap, Wayland, I mean, congrats to Wayland. They've actually done very well. 33 points for them is not to be snorted at. We get the income. We didn't use every dry compound. That's my bad. And the gap is now 30 again. That's 1 DNF. That's what happens. Just 1 DNF. Giovanni Russo is on 21 points, and so has almost caught Henny Holgersson. We click continue, and we are now 16 points ahead of Ezzolini. So that was a big swing. You know, in the last race, it swung away from us. It went to Ezzolini. It was a bit, you know, the outswinger went to second slip, and then the next one in swinger back onto the bat. And we are 16 points up with 4 races to go. That was a that was a crazy race. That was a really good race. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. I brought the face cam back. No cap, however. Maybe next time. We'll see. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And of course, if you leave comments, if you leave a like, again, I really appreciate it. The channel is growing very nicely. We're at 903. Creeping towards that 1,000 marker when we get there. Oh, it's going to be celebrations all over the place. Thank you for watching. Until next time.